Hi everyone, Simon here. Hope you're doing great, having a good time, that sort of thing. Yeah. Um. So this video is it's not going to be my normal musical discovery. It's going to be something a little bit different. Um. And it's been prompted by a few things. Prompted by a few things. Now, I don't want to sound like one of these guys who are just complaining and complaining and complaining because I want this channel to be positive. Yeah, there's too much negativity in the world. I want a bit of positivity, a little bit of peace and love. But at the same token, I just want to pose a question. As you'll probably see from the thumbnail and the title of the video, it's would you be proud of this? Now, I'm going to have to explain this a little bit more because that's a little bit, what's he on about, crazy bloke? Now, technology and music, definitely a place for it. I love technology and music. I think it's amazing. You know, as musicians, producers, engineers, mixers, it's an amazing time to be doing what we do. Yeah, and but is there an over reliance on it? No. Now I'm going to specifically talk about auto tune here. Now I know this discussion has been done many times before, but this is something that I don't know. Sometimes you roll with things, and then something happens, and you just like, is this right? I don't know. Or am I just what's the phrase I've heard recently? Just a guy shouting at clouds. I might be. I might be. Um. Now, what's prompted this? I was watching a video on YouTube, and it was one of these like studio tour type videos. Now, I'm not going to mention any names here because I don't want to put that kind of negativity out there because it has been known when people start naming and shaming, as it were, it turns into a situation that's not really needed. Yeah, remember positivity. Now, on this video, this studio tour, I gotta admit, studio was really nice, and the person it was two people, the person that owned the studio and another person that was like visiting, yeah, and the person visiting asked the owner of the studio, so what sort of plugins do you use all the time? And the person quite proudly said, auto tune is my favorite, couldn't live without it. Which I was a bit sort of like, really? You're that proud of auto tune? Okay. So I thought, well, benefit of the doubt here. Benefit of the doubt. Because I know auto tune can be used as an effect. Think back to probably one of the very first publicized uses of auto tune was that Cher song. Yeah. And so I thought, I'll have a listen to the person's music. Yeah. And I was listening to it and I'm like, why are you proud of your use of auto tune? It was horrific. It was almost like they didn't put any effort into the vocal and thought, no problem, I'll fix it later. I'll fix it in the mix. I'll tune it in the mix. There was so much auto tune on the vocal. If it was a physical machine, it would have been overworked and smoke would have been billowing out of it. And to me, personally, that don't seem right. That really doesn't seem right. It's almost like, do you even realise what key the song is in? Because you're not singing in the same key. Or you're not singing, but you're using auto tune to give the illusion that you are singing. Does that seem right to you? Are you proud of that? And what makes it even worse In the comments of the song, there was all these people going on about, oh, so great, so great, so great. It's almost like they were simping. I was I was in disbelief. I really couldn't believe what I was hearing, what I was reading. It was atrocious. Really was atrocious. It would be a bit like somebody asking me to play bass or guitar on a song, and I gave them what I considered the finished product, and it would be I was playing in a different key than the rest of the song. Yeah. Now my personal pride wouldn't have let that happen. There is no way on this earth or the next I would say, yeah, it's all right, just fix it. No, no. But it seems that people rely on the technology. Now, the technology itself is amazing. I'm not going to deny that. And it does have its place. And musicians, producers, engineers, we've always looked at ways to improve, enhance the recording process. I mean, you can go back to the really early days of recording. You know, if they wanted to change the tempo of a song and everything had already been recorded, yeah, there would be cases of, you know, moving the tape out and having it running round extra reels to change the tempo of the song. Yeah, Nile Rodgers, one of the best producers ever, has categorically said that at times to change the tempo of the song, they've had to start routing the tape around different parts. So there's always been that element of enhance, enhance, enhance. It's just a lot easier now, yeah. But you still can't hide the fact that you need to be able to play your instrument. And it doesn't matter what that instrument is, yeah. Vocals is still an instrument. Um, you still need to be able to physically do it, yeah. Now, if I think back to when I was first learning how to play, if there was something I couldn't play because I didn't know how to, or I just at the time wasn't good enough, what did I do? I learned what needed to be done and I practiced and I practiced and I practiced. Yeah. And that's how you improve as a player. That's how you reach the level you want to reach. Um, I'll bear it all out here. Yeah. I remember one of the first times I was in a recording studio. Yeah. And my band, our song, we had the bass line was 16ths. And I struggled at the time with playing 16ths over a certain tempo. Yeah. Um, in order to do it, I just had to work and work and work to get it right. Yeah. Now playing 16ths over a certain tempo, not a problem. Back then, it was a problem. Yeah. And back then, we were recording to tape. So I didn't have any technology that could help. Yeah, the only thing I had that could help was me getting it done myself. Personal pride, I wasn't going to let anybody else play it. No, no way. But, you have to do these things. So, relying on technology to make up for your lack of either ability, talent, or work ethic, I think is wrong. That's my personal opinion. You might think differently, and that's great because in this world we are allowed different opinions. Yeah. But you tell me, what do you think? Yeah. Now, once again, when it comes to personal integrity, I'll give you another example, another quite recent example. I was asked, no, I wasn't asked, I was paid to mix a song for somebody. And they'd recorded the vocals at home, like most people do now. And they sent all the stems over for me, all the files over. And I'm mixing away. And I was like, these vocals aren't good enough. Yeah, they're really not good enough. So I got in contact with the person and I said, you really do need to record your vocals. And the response I got when I said you need to re record your vocals was, well, can't you just auto tune them? I'm like, I could, but the difference in what you're singing and what the music is in terms of key and pitch, it would make the vocals sound rubbish, really. Yeah, because the amount of movement auto tune would have to make in order to get to the same pitch as the music, it would make it so blatant that it had been heavily auto tuned. I said the best thing you can do is re-record them, and I said if you want, I'll just pause the mixing. You re-record them. When you're happy, you send them over. And they were very much like, no, 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 just auto tune them, just auto tune them. Yeah, and in the end, I just point blank refused. Point blank refused to continue to mix until they had sent me vocals that were more in tune. Yeah, like I say, it's it's difficult because we have this technology available to us, and it makes life a lot easier. But there's a certain level of professional integrity that you need to have. You know? That's just my opinion. I might be right, I might be wrong. Yeah. Personally, I would rather spend all day getting something right rather than spending 10 minutes just doing the bare minimum just to fix it later. Yeah? We fix it in the mix. Remember, you can't polish a turd. You can roll it in glitter, but a bad instrument will always be a bad instrument. Yeah? Um, I say that's just my opinion. I didn't want this to turn into a rant. I want to hear what your take is on it. Yeah, I say we're living in a golden time for music production, but you always have to have your talent. Okay. Anyway, I've been Simon. You've been amazing. Thank you for listening to this. It was just one of those things that kind of me. Um. Anyway, stay positive. Have a great time. You've been amazing, like I say, and hopefully I will see you soon.